The best. You've got the best podcast. The hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show. The preeminent podcast. With guests smart, you may experience serious brain bleed. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a Munter education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. Chris Voss here from the ChrisVossShow.com, the ChrisVossShow.com. Hey, we're coming with an exciting new interview. This is on a book that is being launched today. Today is launched February 1st, 2021. We're going to be talking to a brilliant author on his most exceptional new book. To see the video version of this, go to youtube.com/Chris Voss, bell notification. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss. Go to facebook.com, the Chris Voss Show, and LinkedIn and Chris Voss and the Chris Voss Show on Instagram. And there's plenty of groups on Facebook and LinkedIn you can check out as well. And today's episode is brought to you by our sponsor, Restream. Restream Studio is a web-based live broadcasting solution. You can live stream a Zoom meeting or webinar to up to 30 plus social channels and platforms at the same time. We're actually using it to do our live broadcasting. You can get $10 credit towards their services using our affiliate link at restream.io/join/Chris Voss. This is a new book launching today. If you're one of those people who likes to grab the latest book, the hottest thing, you want to be the first one to read it so you can tell your friends about it first before they tell you or before it gets put on the silver screen. This is going to be the interview for you. And this gentleman has written several other books, so he's an accomplished author as well. The new book is called Water Memory, a thriller by Daniel Pyne. I'll go and hold it up here. You can check it out. It's a beautiful, nice, thick book. And we have Daniel with us. He's gracious with his presence today to tell us about this extraordinary new book that is available today. You can buy it on the on all those booksellers online or at your local bookseller if you want to wander in, wear a mask. Daniel Pyne is the author, screenwriter, and director of film and television. He was born in Chicago, raised in Colorado, educated at Stanford University, and earned a screenwriting MFA at UCLA. He is the author of 4 previously published novels, 50 Mice, 29 Palms, A Hole in the Ground, Owned by a Liar, and Catalina Eddie. His new book, Water Memory, is a fast-paced, page-turning thriller that contemplates the consequences of motherhood, memory, and crime as a commodity. Thomas and Mercer published the novel today. His writing credits for film include Backstabbing for Beginners. I should watch that. The remake of The Manchurian Candidate, Pacific Heights, Any Given Sunday, and Fracture. Pyne's television work spans from seminal hipster cop show Miami Vice to Amazon's hit series Bosch. Welcome to the show, Daniel. How are you, sir?
I'm good today. How are you?
Nice. I love the Bosch series. That's a great series.
It is. It is. Michael Connelly.
Yeah.
Great crime writer.
Great stuff. So tell us, give us your .coms where people can find you on the interweb, stalk you, and find out more about you.
www.danielpyne.com.
There you go. And you can order up the book anywhere. It's available today. You can pick it up. And give us a reason why you wrote this book. Why did you say after 4 books, man, I should write another one?
You know, I spent a lot of my career as a screenwriter and a movie maker working on thrillers and working on action movies. And I had an idea. I had a character that was kind of orphaned that was wandering around in my head. And I had a conversation with a cinematographer named Tak Fujimoto, who told me, we were driving around doing a location scout in New York. And he told me this story of how he'd gone on a cargo cruise to kind of chill out after his last movie. And the way he described it was kind of fascinating because it's like 7 passengers on one of those huge cargo ships with all the containers on it. And you don't really have anything to do. You can do a lot of reading. You rest and sleep, and you can talk to the other passengers. You can wander around the deck, kind of do circles and laps around the deck. And initially I thought, wow, what a great location for a thriller, for, Die Hard on a boat. And then I had this, I really got fascinated with the idea of doing that kind of a action story, but with a woman as the protagonist, because I was kind of tired of writing men. So I put those two things together and put my protagonist, Aubrey Centro, on a boat and gave her some challenges like serial concussion syndrome from exposure to IEDs, and 2 grown children that she's been disconnected from because she spent a lot of her life on missions in foreign countries. So she was not the principal caregiver. And I just went from there and saw what happened.
There you go. Now, this is the first in a series. Is that correct?
It turned into one. Yeah. Normally, I really, when I started writing novels, my intention was never to write a series of novels. I'm always jealous of the guys who can, like Michael Connelly, who's written 22 Bosch books. Mm-hmm. And it amazes me that he can go back to that character and explore new things every time, and he does. I tend to be more interested in sort of dissecting a character in a single book and coming to a conclusion and then moving on. But in this case, when I was done with this, I kind of had a notion of where I might take it because I had some things that were unresolved. So
there you go.
I'm writing the second one now.
So give us so what you mentioned earlier, is that a good overview of the whole book, or do you want to give us a little more depth?
I think the overview that you gave of it is right. It's basically the story of this woman private contractor who's been working for security firm like Blackwater, but smaller, who discovers that her memory is slipping, and she goes to the doctor, and the doctor says, you've been exposed. Doctor doesn't know what she does for a living, but knows that she's showing these symptoms of serial concussion syndrome, which is what football players get. Mm-hmm. And it's very misunderstood and badly understood. They really don't know what the prognosis of it is and why it affects some football players and not other football players. And I sort of ran across that when I was doing Any Given Sunday, when I was working on the script for that. So I've been having that in the back of my mind for a while. So anyway, this woman has this problem. She decides she's going to take a break. She books passage on a cargo ship, and seemingly by coincidence, pirates try to take over the ship. And of course, this is her area. So bad luck for the pirates. And unfortunately, she's a little compromised by her condition and not 100%. So it doesn't go quite the way she wanted it to. And then about halfway through, she starts to discover that this pirate hijacking that seems so simple isn't, because it's actually a business. And what's happened in the 21st century is insurance companies insure these boats, and there are middlemen who broker settlements. So pirates take the boats and then ask for a ransom, and the insurance company negotiates and they pay the money, and then the boat's released. And it's just a cost of doing business.
Wow.
So there's a lot of people who don't want her to solve the problem. And, action and conflict and stuff ensues.
A thriller. That'll keep you on the edge of your seat. Does the whole book take place upon this storage boat?
No, it does not. They not to give anything away, but they hijack the boat and they take it in so that they can dock it somewhere and look at what's on it and possibly portion out the cargo. Mm-hmm. So part of it takes place in this mythical little town, pirate town on the coast of South America.
Wow. That's crazy. This is pretty interesting. I don't think I've ever seen a book